So the first thing I want to do is just recognize a couple people. I've got a couple students that have earned some certificates. The first one is Quentin. Quentin, why don't you come up here, man? This is Quentin. Quentin, I was very impressed by him. He's one of our subs, and he's also a student of mine. Taught him how to spray a little better, and also when I watched him prep, he just was amazing at it. He kept up with me foot for foot, like everything. And so I gave him an honorary prep master's degree, and I think he's already received it. And I got his gold star in my pocket. I will give it to him after the class. So thank you, Quentin. You were a great student. Very impressed by you. All right. And just for next time when we graduate these students in the third event in April 24th, we're going to have an awesome speaker, Chandler Widman. But today we got a special speaker I'm going to introduce after I'm done. But we got Sorrell Nelson, who's going to earn his epoxy journeyman degree, and also he's working really hard on his business certificate. He's got to know a lot of information and be able to sell, market, and just do estimates, and he's done a great job so far, so thank you, Sorrell. And I got something for him, okay? This is the Eagle badge that represents epoxy journeyman, and he's earned it. So there you go. Thank you, Sorrell. Congratulations. I'm going to talk about a couple things right now, and it has to do with the trades because I have a heart to help people that struggled the way I struggled. Okay, I had no coach. I didn't even know that was a thing until like probably just a couple years ago. It's like, you know, the basic idea of having somebody that knows more than you, that has been further, that makes more than you, to tell you what to do to get there. It's just should be a no-brainer. But for a lot of people, they try to figure it out on their own, and that's just not the best way to do it. You lose a lot of money, you lose a lot of time, and you get really frustrated. So I would recommend the coach route, where you find somebody who's done what you've done, that's professional, that can teach you how to bypass the roadblocks. Okay, so we're talking about from tradesman to business owner, how to scale your trade business in the modern AI era. Okay. I thought I was a business owner because I had a name and I had work and I had skill. If you're a business owner, you're not working in the business, okay? Actually, the idea is to duplicate yourself, at least the skills that you have, you need to teach to somebody else, and they need to find value in your coaching so they can take jobs and do them independently. That's a business owner. It's a systems creator, and it's the people developer. Okay, so if you have a business where you're not working towards developing other human beings to actually work that work by themselves independently, you don't have a business, you have a job, and you are the only employee in that business. Does that make sense? So don't, like, there's an ego thing. With me, it's like, I'm a business owner. It's like, no, you're not. Not if you're not scaling up. You're just stuck being an employee in your own business. If you're not on AI, you're behind. Okay, we do our estimates with AI, answer phone calls with AI. On high level, we do a lot of different things with the platform because nowadays it's speed to lead. If you don't get there within the minute, sometimes you'll just lose the job because people aren't willing to wait. And so you got to have systems in place to answer those calls right away. Without systems and automation, you're going to stay stuck working in your job, and you're never going to do what you want to do and see your family. Skill makes money, system build wealth. I can't tell you how many times I was working 7, 9, 12 o'clock at night, wasn't seeing my family, wasn't going home when I needed to, because I was the one who was the system, was working the business. And so to scale upward, you have to develop people. In order to develop people, you have to understand human nature and communication. And that's all the things that I teach. That's the things that my buddy Jimmy Lee, who's about to speak at Elliott Group, teaches that also. The biggest problem in the trade is most tradesmen are stuck trading time for money. One man, one paycheck. No systems, no growth. There's a book called Buying Back Your Time. Talks about 80% that somebody can do that you don't have to do so you can do what you want to do is better. That's great. Go for that. The people that you train is not going to do things 100% like you. But that's not how the game works. The game works is you pour yourself into them, train them, and then they have the skill at least at 80% you have, and you can deploy them to a job and they can do the job, and you can reap the value of having coach them to become more like you and get your skill so that they can carry that skill and that value to the next place they go. Now, I am eventually going to come to a point where I offer 1 hour a day for coaching for my students that are journeymen. If they're journeymen, I can deploy him. My son's here, he's 16, he's a prep journeyman. I can send him to a house, he can prep the whole house by himself. He's 16. Now, I've given him that confidence. I've refined his skill, and I've invested my time so that he can be deployed, and I can just step back, coach him for an hour, and say, hey, Ben, if you have any questions about masking paper or plastic, I'm going to go ahead and have you call on me. But it's 1 hour a day, right? I'm not hitting like 8 hours a day with 3 students at a job. I'm expecting the journeyman to tell the apprentice how he can be better because he already knows how to do it. I like organic leads. I like people that know me, that know other people, that introduce me to them. Then there's a trust link there, right? I did a lot of cold estimates this month, and man, it's like, oh, I got 4 other estimates. And I was thinking like, man, telling this lady, hey, when you were dating your husband, did you want your husband to be looking at all these other women, or did you want him to pick you? You know, but I never said that close, but I was like thinking about it. I'd have to have a tremendous amount of rapport, but I don't like competing for the work. I like being exclusive, and however way I can do that, I'm still learning from Andy and then Jimmy how to do that. But there's a way to close people. If a person is in front of you and they want what you have for the right conditions, you can close them. We just have to learn the right, communication. You've got people in the trades that are using AI that are multiplying their efforts because it's so darn efficient. Okay, I can write a bid in 2 minutes. That used to take me 2 hours, maybe. I can write in 2 minutes, just put in the right prompts. You've got to develop relationships. You can't get out of it. I've had people tell me, I just want to make money on the skilled trades and the labor. Okay, hit 50 grand a year. In fact, hit 30. That's where you're stopping, because you're not willing to venture into a discomfort zone and learn a new skill, which has to do with learning people and communication. You got to learn that. Clean systems and pricing. Basically, know your industry standard. What are they charging over there? Are you going to lower your price and cheapen yourself? Because that doesn't look good to the client. In fact, man, it took me so long to not race to the bottom price so I can get the job. If somebody can't afford you, then they can't afford you. You should be working the lead volume for law of averages and being able to get those high quality jobs so that you're not like begging in the street for the job that you don't even want, right? So go see yourself as a higher value, because you're never going to push past, how you see your value. Modern way, Google reviews. Got a ton of 5-star reviews. Thank you, Andy Elliott's group, for writing a ton of 5-star reviews. We did their epoxy floor. Social media videos. Hey, it's the social media age. You got free access to 4 platforms, probably 6 platforms. Post a video of your jobs, even just a before and after photo. People have seen your work. You have credibility. I take a picture with my clients sometimes, like, hey, what's going on? We do something fun, so that the people who like to have fun will hire me. It's like, oh, he's having fun, I want to hire him, right? Social media is just ridiculous for how many leads you can get just organically, because people are looking for you because you're exposed. Standard pricing sheets, estimate templates, job checklists, follow-ups. You got to be organized if you want to succeed in business. I've got price sheets. I've got a whole entire trade school system on video, over 100 videos on my platform, so I don't have to repeat myself like a broken record trying to teach somebody how to do a specialty skill. And I have a business course with videos that I can shoot out to somebody organically and just say, hey, Quentin, I got this idea. If you want to learn how to do estimation better, here's my video on that. Here's how you sharpen that skill to do that. I don't have to sit down with Quentin here and say, hey, this is how you do it. I can just send him the right information or the right person or the right video. This is just a short expert of this course right here I'm putting together, guys. And if you guys are interested in this type of information, I'm putting together a $297 course, and you can buy this course with a bunch of other things that I want to give you for people that are the first, second, third year in business, and they're like, I can't break through. I don't know the right information. In fact, I'd like to find somebody like you, or somebody like, my boy Amos or Joel, that's my coaches in the painting industry, that know more than I do, that makes 7 figures a year, so I can duplicate what they did. Why would I waste my time trying to figure it out with information I don't even know? So we have to be humble and coachable, guys. If you want to scale up, if you want to succeed in business, if you want to break past the barrier, you got to be coachable, you got to be teachable, you got to be humble, okay? And listen to people that have the results you want, because if they're spending time with you to tell you what you need to know to be successful, that's a very special thing they're doing for you. And I hope that you guys continue to come to the events. April 24th, we have another event with Chandler Widman. He was a former plumber. He works for Andy Elliott now. He's one of the coaches there, and he can show anybody at that level how to do that also. But I got a special friend. His name is Jimmy Lee. And this guy is just inspiring, because he had an old life. Now he has a new life. And he's going to be speaking on some of the things that they're doing at the Elliott Group. And he's been my business coach. He's been a good friend, a servant's heart. And I'm just really thrilled and privileged to be a part of his life and him be a part of my life. And so give it up for Jimmy Lee.
Hey guys, so actually first thing, I'm super honored to actually be here to be able to share, because watching your journey of actually being a mentor and helping guide people and showing people, how to be able to go out there and actually be productive in the community, man. I mean, that means a lot, because growing up not having a father, being there and having a coach like this for other people is everything, man. So I mean, you're literally changing the world by sharing a God-given ability that you've learned to help impact other people.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm super honored to be here today, and huge congratulations, to the students that are going through, putting the work in, and so I'm super humbled to be here.
I appreciate that, Jimmy.